Okay, I'm outside and it's cold, so I'm gonna try to do this real quick. It's about to be some encouragement. Also, I don't know where I'm looking on the camera. I might be looking at you, I might not. I always gotta get that heads up because it's weird filming like this, but here we go. Encouragement, manifestation, prayer, whatever you want to call it, this is what we're talking about. Okay, I want to use the example of baking a cake, and I'm pretty sure somebody has used this type of example before. And if that's the case, it's totally fine because I'm about to repeat it anyway. Okay, so let's say you're baking a cake, right? The cake mix never looks like the finished product. It never looks like the cake itself. Like once it comes out the oven, it's always in a different form. Literally, it's like liquidy and everything. And then when you put it in the oven and the heat is applied, then chemistry, right? The cake rises and it becomes what it was always intended to become. It's just that it didn't look like that before. So think of the cake mix as your life, as your goals, as your ideas, as the entire reality that you want to be experiencing. Ooh, it's cold. The first question I would ask myself is, what ingredients are in this cake? Are they the ingredients that I want? Is it gonna be the flavor that I actually intend it to be? Or is it gonna be a mixture of a lot of different things? Because something that has come to mind for me in my life is that I have had a mixture of ingredients going on and my attention has been divided, and I've ended up with a reality, a lived experience that has a mixture of things happening that isn't exactly what I truly want. So what kind of cake you trying to bake? What's the flavor? And then the oven is you. It's your soul. It's your life force. It's your energy, your spirit, your intention. And when that heat is applied, that cake has no choice but to come into some sort of form. Now, this example, like any other type of example or metaphor, is pretty limited, so I don't want to get into the weeds with it because the details, we would be all over the place. But let's just say the oven is you, it's your soul. So again, what kind of cake are you trying to bake? What's your actual intention? Because once it is in that oven, it will come to life, it will come to form. And the main thing that I wanted to say is that your life can change. You can see a different reality. Things don't have to look like they look like right now. Every moment that you have, that you are alive, is another moment that you can change, that you can shift things. So take a moment right now and consider, okay, if I don't like how things look, we're gonna take a moment, we're gonna pause, and we're gonna bake a new cake, a new mix, new ingredients. I'm gonna be clear about what I actually want. What kind of flavor is going on in this cake? When I take a bite, what it's gonna taste like? I want you to consider that and then put it in the oven, metaphorically, and the energy that you have, your soul, your life force, your intention, your focus, that's gonna be what you need to go forward. Focus on what you actually intend, what you actually want, not what you want based on what other people think is possible, but what you believe within yourself is true for you. What do you see happening? What's the vision? Oh my God, it's so cold out here. Okay, it's cold for real. Let's speed this up. So even though life may look a certain way around you, just know and trust that the chemistry, the life happening, the how is not what you need to worry about. You don't need to think about whether it's possible or not because you already see it within yourself. So it is possible. Notification. Still take time to process your emotions, to be real with what you actually feel, so that way you can process it out, so that way it can keep flowing because you're not going to stay in that same place. And again, bring your focus to what you actually intend to happen. You don't have to worry about the how. The cake will rise. Your circumstances will change. Your life will look different. And in the process of having that focus, that intent, that life force energy intended, what's the word? Flowing in the direction of what you actually want. As you're doing that, don't be afraid to lean into the ideas, the inspirations that come to mind, to talk to the person that comes to mind, the different things that flow up to the surface, of your mind as you're in that state of being, because those are the things that are connecting the dots. It's like how the chemistry is able to be seen. It's how creation is able to be seen. How I think some people will call it like the bridge of incidents. Don't be afraid of the inspiration that you have while you're in that state of being, because that's going to be a part of how things come to be. But again, you ain't got to worry about the how. Just exist in your energy, exist in your truth. And that's another thing real quick. Just be clear on who you are. Once again, for myself, I have to recognize if my attention is so far divided, my energy is so far divided, or so divided to the point where I'm not even clear in who I am, and I'm being different versions of myself, you know, for people, for standards and societal expectations or whatever it might be, then the heat ain't gonna be turned up like it needs to be turned up. It ain't gonna match what that cake needs, what my goal needs, what my intentions are. So really, to sum it up, is to be very clear on what you want, be very clear on the intentions that you have, be as specific as you need to be, or just be as general and broad as you need to be, but be clear on the type of cake you baking. There are many things in between that, you know, we could talk about, but this is just a thought that was coming to mind. It's just an example that was coming to mind. I feel like I've heard this type of example or metaphor before, but I wanted to share it because it's relevant to me right now. It's cold, so I gotta go, but I hope you enjoyed it. That's it. Bye.